Yes, hi everyone. Uh, just give me a second. Yes, hi, am I audible and visible as well? Can anyone confirm in the chat box? In the meanwhile, let me share my screen. Yep. Hi Naveen. Hi everyone. How are you? So, how are you guys? Good evening. Good evening, everyone. So, how are you are doing? Any any doubts from the previous session, guys? We covered a brief introduction about C yesterday, right? So, anything you want to ask, you can ask me. Right, we'll be devoting 5 to 10 minutes for the doubt session, and then we'll be proceeding further. Good evening Rishit, good evening Roshni, good evening. Okay, so acha, by the way, did you guys revise yesterday's lecture, or did you guys revise what was taught yesterday? Right, so be ready for the quiz today, right? There will be a Kahoot session today, so please revise all the concepts which were taught yesterday and which are going to be taught today, right? So I hope everyone is ready, right? So yeah, did you guys revise yesterday's concept? Roshni, that it might be a case that you might have not set the path properly, otherwise it would have happened, right? Because setting up the path is important. If you don't set up a path, then it gives some issue there. Why does return zero? Yeah, Naveen, so we'll be talking about that today, right? Good, you reminded me of that, right? So that's great. I think most of you have revised yesterday's lecture, right? So ठीक है. Any doubts from the previous session, guys? Any doubts from the previous session? Till many of your friends are joining, let's devote 5 to 10 minutes for the doubt session. Any doubts from the previous session? Yes, what do you have? Yes, tell me. Acha, Naveen says no. Okay. What about others? Any doubts from the previous session? In the meanwhile, let me open the text editor. I used the path as well, sir. Tried quite a few times even then. Acha, Roshni, do one thing. Tell me the exact issue that you're facing, right? The error that is coming in the terminal. Then I'll be able to work upon it more properly, right? Yes, the recording is available, Priyanshu. If you go to the Let's Upgrade YouTube channel, right, you'll see the playlist there, and from there you can watch the recordings. All right, okay. And I hope everyone has downloaded VS Code and installed the compiler by now, because we'll be mostly things that we'll be doing today. We'll be doing in the VS Code, right? All the theory part was covered yesterday. So today we'll be seeing some practical implementations and the coding part, right? So, guys, can I have yes or no in the chat box? Has everyone downloaded VS Code and like installed the MinGW compiler? Is it working fine in everyone's system? Yes, guys, and is it working fine? Yes or no? I'm excited to learn again CP. Yeah, great. That should be the energy. Yes, you can use online compiler. You can use it online compiler. Doesn't matter. Okay, but though for those of you who had downloaded VS Code, I'm talking about them. Is it working fine, or is it creating some issue? Because if it is creating some issue, tell me. We'll sort that out first, and then we'll proceed to the and then we'll proceed further, right? Chalo, ठीक है. अच्छा, who was the inventor of B language? Can I have it in the chat box? Who was the inventor of B language? Let's see how many of you did your homework and how many of you did not. Yes, who was the founder of B language? Con somebody. I want the full name, Naveen. Yeah, Chaitanya says it right. Com Thompson, right? Com Thompson. Great, great, that's great. ठीक है. And which company was he working on when he created the B language? What was the name of the company? Yeah. So please, the questions I'm asking you today, please make sure that you memorize them by heart, right? So, which company was he working on? AT&TS. Right. Great, great. ठीक है. Acha, for those of you who are facing an issue with the compiler, I can see some issues that someone says that MinjuW not supported my laptop. So you can do one thing, you can go to this online compiler. You can type online compiler C, okay? And this one, this first link, that is program is, okay? This compiler works decently well. So you can try out this compiler if you want to, okay? It does the same job as an offline compiler, okay? For those of you having issues, you can try this one out. I also tried it out at sometimes, okay? When I have some issues with my VS Code, you can also try it out, okay? If you want the link, I'll ask the team. I have provided the link here. Maybe she will add the link in the chat box, okay? So if you have, click on this link and it will land you to this compiler, right? You can then use this compiler if you want. Okay, it's just an alternate to, I would say, your offline compiler, okay? There you have it, okay? You have the link here. So click on the link and you will land up to a compiler and you can use that compiler there. Okay? Chalo, right. Acha, Com Thompson was the inventor of B language. And what about C language? Okay, who was the inventor of C language? Yes, Mohan, you can use dev C++. In fact, you can use any compiler. That's totally up to you. It's totally fine, right? Totally up to you. Acha, last question for the day. Who was the, yes, Dennis Richer. Great, 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 great. Okay, got it. Acha, I can see some of you are confused with the attendance part, right? So let me just go to the attendance part and let's see what is the confusion here. So if I come over to this website, right, click on my programs, click on this link. All right, so here is an option to mark attendance, right? Day two. Today's day two, right? Function strings and topics mentioned today. And here you can mark attendance. So if I click on mark attendance here, okay, I select which program I'm interested in. I'll tell you about this program in the later part of the video, right? But for now, then you can choose any option. And if I submit my attendance now, if I click it, now it's getting increased to 46.15%, right? And today you also have assignments, right? Make sure that you submit your assignments on time. Okay, so submit your GitHub link and add any details if you want to. So this is the assignment part of it, right? Make sure you're submitting assignments. Only then you'll be eligible for certificates, right? So you have to complete this progress bar till at least 50% if you want the certificate. If you're not completing it till 50%, you'll not be eligible for the certificates. Great, got it? Got it. So please mark your attendance initially if you're not. Prabha, what is not clear? Tell me. So I've seen that. Please mark your attendance in the meanwhile. Then we'll start. Where to submit assignment? So if you come onto this page, right? Here's an option to view or submit an assignment. If you click on this link now, here you have the question. Okay, and you can either upload a GitHub link. If you are comfortable with GitHub, upload the GitHub link, or do one thing, write the code in a Google Doc file and paste the Google Doc link here. Okay, don't worry if you don't know about the if you're not comfortable with GitHub now, do one thing, copy the code in the copy the code in the doc file, in the Google Doc file, and paste the Google Doc link here. Okay, it's also fine. It can be either a doc file link or either it can be GitHub link. Okay, deadline of the assignment is, I think, till the end of this bootcamp, if I'm not wrong. Okay, but I'll confirm it. But for now, I think it will be till the end of the bootcamp, till tomorrow. Right? Got it? How to submit the assignment? No, yesterday you did not have any assignment. Today you'll be having assignment. It's not showing any assignment. So Ishita, if you it will only show on day two, right? So today is day two. This is day two. So click on day two here. If you click on day two, then only it show. And you can mark it. You can mark your attendance from here also. If you see this option, just above view assignment option, you have an option to mark the attendance. You can click on mark the attendance and you can mark the attendance from here as well. Got it? So I think the attendance part is clear. The assignment part is clear, right? I hope you're not having any issues. The GitHub part is clear. If you're not comfortable with GitHub, you can mark it. You can copy the code in the doc file and then you can paste the doc file link here. If you go to Google Doc, paste the code and paste the link in the menu given here. Chalo, ठीक है. With that being said, let's move forward, right? So the first topic that we'll be doing today are variables. ठीक है. I hope the font is visible properly. ठीक है. So the first topic that we'll be today doing is variables. So anyone, what are variables? Have you heard of a term called variables? Like, what are those? Why do we use variables? Anyone? What are variables? Anyone? Anyone would like to answer that? Yes. Which contains value. Supriya Singh, which contains value. Okay. Priyanshu Singh, memory, name of memory block, specification, container. Variables are containers. Yes, you can say that variables are kind of acting like containers here, right? But there's a more technical term to that, right? So I'll tell you, a variable is nothing. A variable is a container, okay, that is used to store values. Okay. So if we are using any programming language, right? So let's suppose you want to add two numbers, right? So what is the thing here? In order to add two numbers, you have to store the number somewhere. Only then you'll be able to add it, right? So the concept is very simple. How do you store a variable? Okay, how do you make it that, how do you save it, and so that it is easily accessible to a compiler? Okay, we do it with the help of a variable. Okay, a variable is nothing, is just a container. Like assume this to be a container. Yeah, this is a variable, let's suppose. Okay, all right, assume this to be a variable, and this right here is a container. Okay, so I'll name it container here. Okay, assume this to be a container. Okay, now all the values that you store, all the values, I will also see a demo example, don't worry. But for now, all the values that you store in your compiler, in your code, yeah, they need to be stored somewhere. And where are they stored? They are stored in a variable. A variable is nothing, it's just a container that is used to store values. That's it. If you get asked a question in the interview that what are variables, you just say that variables are containers that are used to store values. Okay, variables are containers that are used to store values. Yes. Okay, so I'll tell you. So let's suppose you have a program. Okay, how does it exactly work? Let's suppose you have a program. Okay, and this program, let's suppose this program has some data. Okay, obviously you are writing a program, then that program will have a data, right? Without data, your program is nothing, right? This will have some data. Let's suppose any data. Okay, and that data, if it has some data, obviously you need to store it, right? If you're not storing any data, then how will it be a program? It won't be a program, obviously, because a program consists of data, it consists of coding problems, it consists of syntaxes, right? A program without a variable is not considered as a program, because it will not be able to fulfill your need, right? Each and even a single program that you write, it will require a variable, right? So the data that is stored are stored in a variable, are stored in a variable. Okay, they are stored here. Okay, I hope everyone is clear with that fact. What are variables? Are used to store they are containers used to store values. You have a program, that program has to store some data, and those data are stored in the form of variables, right? They are stored in the form of variables. Okay, now how does it actually work, right? So let's suppose I have a variable here. So I'll tell you the process. What is the process behind it? So let's suppose this is, here you have a number, let's suppose 10. Okay, a simple number, a 10 number, I think everyone knows it. So, and this number you want to add it. Let's suppose you want to add, or you want to store. Let's take a common example that you want to add 2 to this number. Okay, you want to add 2 here. you want to add 2 here. Okay, now how will your compiler know, or how will you as a developer will tell your compiler that these are two numbers that need to be stored, and you need to perform a calculation of it. Okay, there are two methods for that. So one is, let's suppose you have a variable, you will allocate a variable here. Okay, let's suppose this is your memory. Let's suppose this is your memory. Okay, and you have a variable, you are storing it somewhere. Okay, you are storing this in your memory. Okay, and let's suppose, obviously you can give a name to your variable, because if you want to make, you have a name, right? You all have a unique name, so that's why, just like you have a name, a variable should always have a name to it. Let's suppose the name of this variable is a, let's suppose. Okay, let's suppose it is a. Okay. Here what will happen is that it will get stored here. So here you have 10. Okay, this is a block of a memory. Okay, and here you have stored it. Okay. This is the memory. This could be a RAM. This could be, yesterday we talked about memory, right? It could be even it could be a hard disk, or it could be a RAM. Okay, the data is stored here. Let's suppose in a, and the name of the data is, name of the variable is a. So you have a. Okay, now you have a second variable. You have a second variable, and also you want to store it in a memory, right? Because you want to perform a sum of it. To perform a sum, you need to store those variables, then only you'll be able to perform a sum, obviously, right? So let's suppose here you have it, and this is 2. Okay, this is 2 here, and let's suppose I give it a name of variable as b. Okay, I've given a name to a variable. Now what will happen is, as soon as I tell my compiler, let's suppose I give an instruction to add a plus b. Okay, this is nothing, this is just an instruction that I have passed. Yes, this is an instruction that I have passed. And what is the instruction? The instruction is add a plus b. Now how will it actually work? So my compiler will see that I have given an instruction to add a and b. Okay, first it will go to the memory and try to fetch where is a. Okay, it will see it will see the name of the variable. So let's suppose it goes to a, and it sees the reference that, oh, this is the a variable that I have, and it will say like, hey, I have a value of 10 here, right? So a will now get a value of 10. Then what is the other instruction that I've provided? It's b, right? And I'm doing a I'm it's b, and I'm doing a sum of it. So b right here, this is the variable b that you have. So it will fetch the value of b here, and it will store it in this variable. Okay, and let's suppose I have another variable, that is c, which is used for storing the sum of a and b. So what is the exact program that I have is, I have c equals to a plus b. So I have initialized c, right? I've initialized c, that means it will be stored in the memory. So as soon as I initialize, the first thing it will be that will get stored into memory. Now here I have a variable c. This is the variable that is c here. Okay, now as soon as I declare a variable, right, it will get stored in the memory, and the operations that I perform. So in this case, I had a, I had b. I'm fetching a, and I'm fetching b, and the sum of it, that is 12 in this case. I'm saying that, hey, whatever is the sum of a plus b, you have to store it in a value of c. So now c will have a value of 12, and if I try to print that value, okay, I'll get output as a 12 value here. As simple as that. Okay, as simple as that. So what is the thing that you're having? What is a variable? It is a container, right? Used to store a memory, used to store a data. Okay, you have a program. That program has a data, and that data is stored in form of a variable. All right. What is the process? So as soon as you declare a variable, it gets stored in the memory. This is the memory that you have. Okay. As soon as you try to add instructions, let's suppose I have given an instruction of add a plus b here. as soon as it reads a plus b, it will try to see that where is a. If it finds a, remember, if it finds a, it will directly fetch the value of a and it will store it. Okay. But what if who will tell me this? What if I try to fetch a variable that iabl that var that has not been declared. Okay. Who will tell me what will happen in this case? Let's suppose I have a variable and let's suppose I'm trying to do c equals to a plus d. Remember, this a I already have, right? But this b I have not declared it. So what will happen in this case? Yes, I think most of you are on the track, right? You guys are paying attention. So yes, Bhakti, Afflet, Reddy, Chaitanya, Ishita, Rohini, Roshni, Rishit, right? So no, Chaitanya, it will not give undefined. It will throw an error. Okay, it will. In this case, what will happen is it will throw error. Or let me just write it in text, right? It will just throw. It will just throw error. Okay, because see what will happen is it will try to get the as soon as I write d here, it will go to the memory. It will go to the memory. Okay, and it will see that where is the reference of d. Okay, it will not find it because you have not declared d, right? You have not declared d. So as a case, your compiler, right? I told you yesterday, right? As soon as you write your code in the IDE, as soon as you run it, it gets to the compiler. The compiler checks all the errors and all the syntax. If it is checked, if all the syntaxes are correct, it will then be executed. But if there is any error, it will just throw an error from here and you'll get an error. That is, your compiler will throw an error. Okay, as simple as that. Got it, everyone? Got it? Is it clear, guys? Is it clear? Shall we move ahead? Anyone? Yes, and on the chat box. Are you guys with me? Okay, Vara says yes. What about others? Okay, Rajput, yes. Ready, yes. Clear, 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 yes. Chalo, ठीक है, ठीक है. Yes, error. Yeah, it will give an error because it is not there, right? It does not exist. So in this case, it will give an error, right? But if the same thing you would have been doing in JavaScript, then the cases would have been different, right? So we'll talk about that in different part. But yeah, it will surely give an error here. Great, great. ठीक है. Right. Yes. So the quiz will happen at the end. Uh, the quiz will happen at the end of the session. Okay. So don't worry about the quiz. It will be happening. That is at the end of the session, not now. Okay. Okay. Can we write c equals to a plus b? Yes, you can write c equals to a plus b if you have declared it, right? If you have not declared it, then it will give an error. But if it is declared, if it is there, then surely you can write it. Got it? Chalo, okay. Now, after variables, okay, we have different types of variables. Okay, we have different types of variables. Okay, okay. And the first type that we will study today is the int variable. Okay, that is the int variable. Okay, as the name suggests, it stands for integer, right? It will be used to storing all the integer values that you have. So let's suppose you have a program and you want to add two numbers, a very basic program I'm telling you. So the numbers, if you have to add two numbers, the numbers will be in the form of integers, right? So in that case, you have to make sure that you are using an integer, because they are variables, right? The variables are of different types. Just like in human species, there are two types of gender, male and female, right? Let's not get into depth of other genders, but for now we have two genders, male and female. Just like that, variables are also of many types. The first one is integer. Integer is used to store all the integer values that the program will use. Okay, there are certain type, there are certain rules for that. So let's suppose, what is the syntax? What is the syntax? Okay, syntax, or how to use an integer variable, it's very simple. You just use a keyword called int, and here you type the name of the variable. You can give it any name that you want. Name of the variable. Okay, you can give it any name according to you, as per your need. Okay, it's totally up to you. So if I talk about a real example, let's suppose I give it a name of int a, and I can even initialize it with any value. Let's suppose I'm doing int a equals to 10. So in this case, what will happen? As soon as I do int a equals to 10, in the memory block, here, you'll have a variable called a. You'll have a variable called a, and its value will be 10. And if you try to access it now, if you try to access this variable, okay, your compiler will go to the memory location that is here. It will see if it is declared. If it is declared, yes, it will fetch the value. If it is not declared, it will show an error, or it will throw an error. Okay. OneDrive document link can be submit in the place of Git. Yes, Cosmetech. Yes, you can submit the drive link. You can submit the GitHub link, or yeah, it's up to you, and you can submit it there in the place provided. Okay. Now, okay. So this integer data type, right? This is a data type. This is a data type. This you have is a data type. Now it has certain rules, right? So the first one is, what does it say? It says that what kind of data you are storing in a variable. Okay. Whatever the kind of data that you're storing in a variable, it could be int, it could be a character, we'll study it later, it could be a float, it could be a double. Okay. Now this thing here donates the type. Okay, the type of the data, and hence the name data type. Okay, it is storing the type of the data, and hence it is the name of, and hence the name of data type. Okay, and it has certain size. Okay, it has certain size as well, because see, if you are storing something, right, if you are storing something, then obviously it will have some size, because it is getting stored in the memory. There'll be certain restrictions or on the limit of the size that you can store. Otherwise, if there would have been no limit, then your program might even crash, right? Because you are trying to access the memories that is not even accessible, that is not even there for you. So it has certain rules, it has certain things that will help you to make sure that you only are storing the correct amount of data into that. So for that, we have a limited range. That is, if you're storing any data in integer, you can only store data within a particular name. Okay, got it? You can only store data in a particular range. So if you talk about the size, if I talk about the size of it, just a second. Yes. What? Just give me a second. I think. No, it's not 2 bits. It's 1 byte that is equal to 8 bits. Right? I'll tell you. So the size is, if I talk about an integer, just a second. I'm not able to write anything. Just give me a second. ठीक है, ठीक है. So if I specifically talk about an integer, right, it has some size, and that size is 1 byte. ठीक है, that size is 1 byte. Sorry, not 1 byte, it's 4 byte. Let me write it in text format. You have a size, right? Siz, and the size of an integer variable is, yes, and the size of an integer variable is 4 4 bytes. ठीक है, the size of an integer variable is 4 bytes here. ठीक है, and for a reference 1 byte, right, 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. ठीक है, so these two are different units, right? Don't mix or don't make them similar. This is different and this is different. Just like you have 1,000 meters in 1 meter, right? 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer, right? A kilometer is a bigger unit and meter is a smaller unit. Just similarly, like here, this is a bigger unit. Okay, this is a bigger unit, and this is a smaller unit. ठीक है, but yes Naveen, ठीक है, but always remember 1 byte equals to 8 bits. If it gets asked in an interview, it is a very common question that how many bytes are there in a bit. You'll say 1 byte has 8 bits, as simple as that. ठीक है, worried everyone? ठीक है, 1 byte has 8 bits. Yes Apur, yes. ठीक है, now after this, so how do you declare an integer, right? How do you declare an integer? ठीक है, for declaring an integer, right, you have to first write int. I think I've already told you int. Here is the name. Let's suppose int a equals to 10. ठीक है, and the symbol for, if you want to print an integer, right, you have to tell the data type to your compiler. So for the data type used to print or scan an integer is what you say is %d. ठीक है, चलो, we'll quickly come to the VS Code and we'll see. ठीक है, so this is the program that we, चलो, I will write the program again, don't worry. ठीक है, now first of all, अच्छा, who will tell me what is the header file used for including the printf function? Anyone? What is the name of the header file used for including the printf function? Who will tell me? Sir, how addition is performed internally? Yeah, we are seeing that only, don't worry. So who will tell me what is the header file used for including? Okay, Varaprasad says stdioh. Priyanshu says studio.h. Is it studio? It's stdio. What is it? Yes, okay. It is hashtag include. Then you put two brackets. You crocodile mouse. You write stdio. Hashtag include stdio .h. Okay. And what is the starting entry point of your program? Yes, I can see many responses. That means your guys are paying attention. That's really great. Okay. Now who will tell me what is the what is the entry point? What is the line that I have to write so that I enter the program? Yes. Exactly. Yeah, not main, it's int main, right? So it's int main. And here I put two curly brackets. So now I will declare a variable. Okay. Let's suppose I told you that how to declare a variable. and I'm declaring an integer type variable. So I'll mention the word int, then I'll mention the name. Let's suppose the name I want to give it a. Okay, and I'm initializing it with some value. Int a equals to 10. Okay, now I'm declaring another variable. Let's suppose int b equals to 20. Okay, now my task is to uh, make the sum and add the sum of a and b and then store it in some other variable. Okay, for that I have to store it in some other variable. Let's suppose int c. And what is the task that I have to perform? I have to add both values a plus b, that is a plus b. Done. Now I have to print the sum. Okay, for printing the sum you use a keyword called as printf. So printf, okay, here you mention the text that you want to write here. So I told you, right, in order to print a variable, you have to specify the compiler, that what is the, because your compiler in C language, what happens is that your compiler is not smart enough to identify the data type. Okay, so whenever you are printing, you have to explicitly tell your compiler that, hey, this is the data type that I want to print. So in that case, for integer we use %d. So if I come here, if I write the sum of the values are, okay, here I'll write %d and a comma, and what is the value that I have to print? I have to print c. Okay, because again, so it is c, right? It's int c equals to a plus b, and now I am writing return 0. Okay, I know most of you are confused, why do we write return 0? It is, so see, it is completely optional. Okay, it is completely optional, but it is a good practice to write a return 0. I'll tell you what is the reason for that. Okay, now I'll quickly run the program. Okay, so I get the value here as 30. The sum of values are 30. Now how is it working internally, right? I'll quickly copy it and I'll paste it here. Okay, see, this is the integer part. I hope everyone knows this, right? This is the integer, that is the variable, here, right? After this, as soon as I declare integer, right, it will get it, as soon as I declare this a variable, right, this a will be stored here. I have an a variable here. This b will be stored here. I have b, and similarly c, right? Now these two are initialized, right? These two are initialized. So this will be initialized to 10 and this will be initialized to 20. Okay, and the c variable, right, the c variable is not initialized. Okay, now here is a very important concept, that is a concept of a garbage value. That is a garbage value. Okay, so I'll quickly come to my compiler and I'll just show you one thing. Okay, let's see, I am declaring a variable, but I'm not assigning any value to it, and now I am printing, and I'm now printing a. Okay, and percent, because it is an integer, and %d, and I'm printing a. Chalo, okay. Now let's see who will tell me what is the answer or what is the output that I will get here. Anyone would like to add or just suggest me something, that what is the answer that I'll get here? Do let me know. Let's see who get this part. Anyone, what would be the answer here? Garbage value. Monuk says garbage value. Naveen says null. Chaitanya says garbage. Rishit says nothing. I'm getting a mix of answers. Okay, great. Cosmetech says garbage. Varaprasad says A. Okay. Nagar says 0. Mohanu Kumar says garbage. Vandana says garbage. Sunny garbage. Any other answers apart from this? Sakshi A. Okay, I got 0. Okay. Nagar Prajwal says I got 0. Let's see. Let's see what do I get, right? A. Chalo, ठीक है. I think I am having a mix of responses. So let's see. What is the answer that I'm getting here. Okay. So fingers crossed. Let's see what is the answer. So I get 2715648. Anyone would like to comment on that? Like, why did I get this value? Anyone? What is this value? why did not I get 0? Why did not I get a, or anything like that? Why did I get, so you see the output, right? I have an output as 251468. What is the, why is this value that I'm getting here? No, not. So I'll tell you. Okay. So there's a very important phenomena of a garbage value. Okay. Just remember one thing. Okay. If you declare any variable, if you declare any variable and you do not initialize it, okay, your compiler your compiler will give it any random value. Okay. Because you as a user have not initialized any value, what will happen here is your compiler will see, hey, you have not initialized any value here, so it will by default give it a random value, and this random value is often called as a garbage value. That is, it is a garbage value. Garbage is what? That is of no use, right? You do not use it for anything. So this value is not used for anything. That is why your compiler will give it some garbage value, and this garbage value could be anything. It could be 0, it could be any random value that you have. Okay. So if I run my if I run my code again, there could be a chance that I'm getting any random value. If I run my code again, there could be a highly possible chance that I get their different value, because it is just a random garbage value. So let me try to run it again and let's see if it is the same, or if it is different. So see, now I got a different value. Now I got 2498560. Earlier it was 2715648. Okay. That is because it is a garbage value. It is a random value that is assigned by the compiler. It could be anything between the range of the integer. Okay. That is what a garbage value is. Okay. I hope it is clear now. So now let's move ahead, right? So yeah, I was coming to that, right? So this will get stored, and this initially will have a this initially this value will be the sum of all these values, that is the sum of a plus b. If I plus it, I'll get the answer as 30 here. Okay. So this is the exact value that I am getting in the compiler. So if you see here, if I press Ctrl Z, if I run it, I will get 30 here. Okay. As simple as that. Yes, Naveen, yes. Okay. So this is all about the integer type of variable. Now let's move on to a character. Character data type. Okay. Now similarly to the one here, right? Here we stored an integer type of value, right? Because we are storing an integer. But what if I tell you that, let's suppose I want to store my name, or I want to store a character, let's suppose A or B or C or till Z, any random character, right? Then how will I do it? Obviously, I cannot do it in integer variable, right? Because integer is used for storing numbers. But I need to store value. I need to store characters. How will I do that? For that, you have a character. Okay, it is similar to integer. It's just that the syntax is different. Like we have a char. Here you type the name of the variable. Okay, and as simple as that. Character and the name of the variable. Okay, now so we saw here, right? It occupied 4 bytes, and I told you that 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. So here, if I were to say the total bytes were 32 bytes here. Okay, just give me a second. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, in this case, if I come to an example, let's suppose I do char a equals to a. Okay, and if I print the values, I'll get the answer as a. Okay, easily. Now, who will tell me? Who will tell me? Let's suppose I come here. I come here. Let's suppose I do char a equals to, let's suppose z. ठीक है. And अच्छा एक चीज और, one thing more, the data type, right? The data type for character, or I would say a char variable is and percent %c. ठीक है? So similarly to the one that we saw here, for storing integer it's and percent %d, right? And for storing what you say a character it's and percent %c. ठीक है? Is and percent %c. Now let's quickly come here. I have char a equals to z, char b equals to capital Z, and now I am printing. Let's suppose, yeah, and now let's suppose I want to print f the values. So how will I do that? I'll use and percent %c. There are two values, so 2 and percent %c and a and b. Okay, and let's see the output here. Okay, I come here and I see small z and capital Z. Okay, is it fine now? Okay, so yeah, I was just saying that if I try to print these values, I'll get capital Z, a small z and capital Z. Okay, as simple as that. Okay, but now tell me one thing. What if I do it like this? I do it as int c, or let's move int c as well. I want to do it int b equals to a, and I am printing the value of and percent. So it will be printf. It will be in semicolons and percent %d, and let's suppose b. Okay, chalo. Who will tell me? And let's suppose this is not a, this is character a. Okay, now who will tell me what is the answer of this, and with the proper reason? I want a proper reason. Then only I'll be able to account for it, right? Who will tell me the answer and why? Monu Kumar says 98. Okay, why Monu Kumar? Because of the ASCII value. Okay, any other answers? Any other answers? Any other answers? What will be the answer for this one? Anyone? And percent %d is in type. Yes. Okay, Muhammad Mas says A. Okay, I got A as an answer, and from Reddy I got A. From Monu Kumar I got 98. From Apurva I'm getting 97. From Shubham I'm getting 98. Show error cause and percent %d stores only integer. Okay, but yeah, this is an integer, right? I'm printing an integer. Chalo, let's see. Let's see. Let me run this program. Okay. There's a spelling mistake. Now printf. Okay. So value that I have here is not a, not 98. It is 97. It is not even 65. It is 97. Okay. Why did I get 97 here? Anyone? Why did I get 9? Because see, I have nowhere mentioned 97, right? It's not mentioned in int, it's not mentioned in character. Then how and from where did I get the value of 97? Anyone? I think I'll tell you this one. This is a pretty challenging question. So in order to, so in scenarios like this, let's suppose I have a character, and that same character, I'll just take a screenshot. Okay. In scenarios like this, what will happen is, let's suppose this is an integer variable. Just give me a second. Huh. So I was saying, this is an integer variable, right? And this variable is storing a value of a character. Okay. Again, I told you, right? This is an integer. It can only store integer values. But what I am doing here is I am storing a character value. So what will it do? It will just go to the ASCII value of A. What is an ASCII table? If I go here to ASCII table, okay, what is an ASCII table? ASCII table S or ASCII values, okay. These are corresponding values assigned 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 to integer when we try to convert it from characters. Okay. I told you that the integer will only be storing integer values, but here what I am doing is I am storing a character value in case of an integer data type. So in this case, it will see the ASCII value of B. Sorry, it will see the ASCII value of A. So if I come over to my ASCII table, let's suppose I am opening this ASCII table, okay, and if I see the value of small a, where is A? Yes, here is the value of small a. Okay, I'll zoom it for you. Okay. Now, as you can see that there is a corresponding integer value that is assigned to it, and that in this case is 97. So that is why you get a value of 97, because you are storing an integer value in the character, and this is the corresponding integer value that has been assigned to the a character. That is the only reason that you get a 97 value here. So this gets converted, this here this here character gets converted into an integer, because this is an integer data type, and whatever value corresponds to that ASCII value of A, it will just print that value. In this case it will be 97. Okay. Where do you define in C? So Naveen, we as a programmer don't define an ASCII values. ASCII values are defined by the by the, I would say, common developer groups. So each and every program that you use, whether you are using C++, Python, Java, C language, any language, the ASCII values will be same in each cases, right? So if I do the same program in Java, if I do the same program in C++, if I do the same program in Python, I'll get the same ASCII values. So this ASCII value is independent of the language. It is same irrespective of the language that you write in. It is not predefined. You can say it is predefined, but it is similar. It is similar in, it is, I would say, what do you call the term? What is that term? It is general, not general. It is common. It is common to each and every programming language. Yeah, standard. Sorry, yeah, standard. Okay. So it is standard in each and every programming language. Sir, can we run in Turbo C++ and get the same output? The link, can I copy? Yes, Rohit, you can do that. Okay. So that was all about the ASCII values, as the ASCII values was concerned. And what is the data type that we use for characters? It is %C. So if I were to print this character, if I do %C and if I do A, now if I try to print it, I'll get the value as A. Okay. Achha, now who will tell me this answer? So let's suppose I have a character A equals to, let's suppose, capital A in this case. Okay. And you're open to refer to the ASCII values. Okay, you can refer to this table. I'll provide this table in the description box. Maybe the team will provide it. Okay. Please refer to the ASCII table and tell me this answer. So you have int A, you have character A, and you have character B equals to B. And ruk to jao. Let me complete the question first. And I have int C equals to B. And now I'm doing printf and %C. Okay. Now refer to the ASCII table and tell me what will be the output for this one. I can see 66, 65, 65, 65. So you can submit the assignment till tomorrow 8 p.m. 66, 66, 66. Okay, okay. Rishit says C. Reddy says 66. Okay, ठीक है. I think most of you are there. Most of you are correct in this part. So if I run this code and I get the value of 66. Okay. Why 66? Because I have a character A that is storing the value of capital A. I have character V that is storing the value of capital B. Now, I'm having an integer data type that is storing the value of a character that is B. If I go to the ASCII table, if I go to the corresponding table here, if I see here B, I have a corresponding to a character B, capital B, I have a ASCII value of 66. And that is the only reason that I got a value of 66 here. ठीक है? Got it, everyone? Yes. Yes, great. ठीक है? And ठीक है, there is a certain method to this. So we in terms of programming, there is a certain name given to it. Who will tell me that name? This conversion that we are doing, there is a certain term given to it. ठीक है? There is a certain term given to it. Who will tell me the term? Who will tell me that term? Come on, anyone? This conversion that we are doing from A to B, it has a certain term. Yes, I got an answer to that. Not swapping, no, not swapping, not swapping. So it is called a typecasting. Okay. To be precise, it is called internal typecasting. Okay. Not internal, implicit typecasting. So if I have here, if I do, what is this term called? It's called implicit typecasting. Okay. What is implicit typecasting? What is implicit typecasting? The conversion done by the compiler automatically while converting it to different data types is called as implicit type casting. Okay. Why the name implicit? Because this typecasting is done by the compiler. There is a method that we as a developer can also do it, but for now we are only concerned about the implicit typecasting. That is, the compiler will do it automatically for us. We as a developer or as a programmer are not concerned about this typing, right? Because we have other things to take care of. So this is taken care by the compiler itself automatically. ठीक है? This is called as an implicit typecasting. Got it? Got it? What do you mean by implicit typecasting? Okay, what is all these things, right? What will happen if you try to convert it into an integer or a character and things like that? Got it, everyone? Yes or no in the chat box? Can I have it? Kishore says yes. Dhananjay, okay, sir. What about others? Roshni Datta, yes. Okay. Mars says got it. Any doubts till far? So far? Yes, explicit typecasting is done by the programmer, and implicit, the example that we saw here, it is done by the compiler itself. Okay. Yes. Any doubts till far? So far? Anything you want to ask? Acha, in the meanwhile, let's discuss about the courses that we have, right? So if I already told you about the attendance part. right? So in order to see the courses that they have, this is a boot camp, right? I hope everyone of you know that this is a boot camp. So it will just give you a basic knowledge of the programming and programming things. But if you want an in-depth knowledge, or if you want uh, the placement, if you also want the placements, right? Job assurity or job opportunities while doing a program, so you can just check out these programs, this Java and C++ programs that they have, right? And also they have full stack programs. So if you see more details, you can explore here, right? So this will be a proper course, a proper covering all the things from the basics to the advanced part. So it will be a 180-day program consisting of 100 plus problems, 3 mock interviews, okay, and uh, placement assurity, right? So if you are doing this program, you can get 100% placement assurity. So and that too within 180 days. And the fees is also quite minimal. It's around 5,900. Yeah. But today we'll have a quiz, and whosoever comes first in the quiz will get this quiz absolutely for free. And whosoever is coming second will get it at a 3,000 rupees discount. And whosoever is coming third will get rupees 1,000 off. Okay, but so I don't believe in like jackpot. So if you are very keen to learn, you can, if you and if you don't win the quiz as well, because it happens, right? You're not lucky every time. So you can try to think about this course, and if you are looking for placements, or if you are looking for anything that will give you a surety, right? So you can try out these programs. Similarly, they also have a they also have a C++ program, right? It's also similar, and they also have a full stack program. Okay, so that is all about the program. So you can, uh, if you're interested, you can please check them out, and we can, if you have any doubts, you can get back to the team and they'll get back to you. Implicit conversion is of small number to large number is implicit conversion, and explicit conversion is larger number to small. Yes, you can say, but not exactly like this. You can also convert same size numbers as well. So not exactly this, but yeah, okay, but not exactly this. Yes, the quiz will be happening just before the class ends. So at around 7:40 or 7:45, right? So anything else? Shall we continue? Uh, Gaurang Chauhan, sir, when we have to submit the assignment? You can submit the assignment till tomorrow, till whenever this boot camp is uh, going on, right? But after this boot camp, you cannot. So I think this boot camp will go on till tomorrow. So till tomorrow, you can submit it. All right, got it. Anything else you want to ask? Yes, yes, yes. So I told you, right, about the placement opportunities. If you haven't seen the yesterday's lecture, please, I would suggest you to go through yesterday's lecture, right? I told you about the placements, how is C important, how is problem solving skills important, or how is being good in data structure part, or being good in C programming, or being good in C++ programming language is beneficial if you are trying to aim for a good placement, right? Because at the end of the day, it is the problem solving skills that you have. Because what is the role of an engineer, right? We have to solve complex problems, right? That is what engineers are known for, right? If you are not able to solve problems, then you are not a good engineer. Sorry to say, but right, you are not a good engineer. So in order to increase the problem solving sessions, in order to increase the problem solving ability, you have to solve data structures, you have to solve complex problems, and with time you will able to excel in that, and you'll be able to get in that. Okay, a certificate will be provided at the end of the session, that is tomorrow. Yes, that it will go on till 8. It's a 2 hour session, right? So yeah, so I was saying that, so it depends, right? It depends, you have to at least start with something if you are focusing on placement. So that is the only thing that I was concerned about. So right, I agree that you have to do web development when you get in the company, but before getting into the company, right, to crack the interview, because the companies nowadays, they're having online assessment test, and they're having virtual interviews, and in interviews they ask DSA problems, because they want to check your problem solving abilities, they want to check your aptitude, right? So in order to increase your aptitude, in order to increase your problem solving ability, you have to practice and practice and practice. That's it. There is no shortcut for that. How to create GitHub link? So if you are not able to create GitHub link, don't worry, create a doc file and attach the link of the doc file in the section that is provided. Okay. Okay. And data science is good. So pin to see, it depends on your preference, right? And it depends on your interest. So there are multiple fields. You have cybersecurity, you have data science, you have front end development, you have back end development, you have DevOps, you have testing roles. So it all depends, right? It all depends on your uh, it all depends on your, what you say, your interest. Okay. But for now I would say that you can explore each fields, uh, and after exploring, if you feel that this field is made for you, this field is not made for you, then you can try. But you have to explore each and everything. What skills do interviewer find in a candidate? So Monu Kumar, there's only one skill that I would majorly focus on. That is 90% of the interviews are focusing on one skill, that is your problem solving abilities. Okay, all your communication skills, all your uh, HR skills, right? All your thinking skills, that is all secondary part. But the main focus of the interviewer is to check your problem solving abilities. If you are able to solve problems, it does not matter that you are coming from which state, you are coming from which background, you're coming from BCA, B.Tech, BCom, BBA, BA, anything. If you are good with problem solving skills, surely the interview will hire you. That's it. Because companies uh, don't judge you on your degree, right? Some of them they do. I am not denying the fact, but most of the companies nowadays, they just mainly focus on your skills. That's it, right? And as the B.Tech part is concerned, so also we also have a, what you say, a B.Tech degree. So I'll just open YouTube, right? If you see the description box, right? If you come here and if you scroll down to this part, you will see description here. Yeah, you can register, you mark your attendance, you can submit the assignment certificate, and this here is the B.Tech section. So this is the B.Tech program that we are having. So if you know someone who is in 12th grade, or who is about to start his college journey, and who's looking for pursue B.Tech, so this could also be a valid option, right? The difference here is, apart from normal B.Tech, the difference here is that you get a surety of an internship, that is a paid internship, right? And you get job guarantee of minimum 8 LPA. If you're enrolling in this program, you can be rest assured about the placements. You can be as good as any other engineer in the world, right? So you can explore this program, B.Tech program, if you want to. If you are already doing B.Tech, then it's fine. But if you are trying to look out for colleges, if you have some friends, some relatives, some cousins who are, in 12th grade or things like that, you can explore this. Sir, my brother is interested. Yes, Kunal. So you can provide him this link, and if you want some other information, the team will get back to you, right? So, and also, if you will refer him, they also have a referral policy. If you refer someone, you will get rupees 80,000 or a MacBook M1, right? So you can also, let's suppose if you are finding someone who is interested, and if you want to refer them, okay, you as an individual will also get some benefits. That is a MacBook M1 Air. Okay, so this you can, right? And you can also explore. It's the link is provided in the description box, right? Great. Okay, so with that being said, let's continue. Enough break. Chalo. Okay, now we talked about the character. Okay, now we will come to another data type. Now that data type is a float data type. Okay, float data type. Now this data type, this data type is used to what? Used to store decimal values. ठीक है, चलो I'll quickly come to the compiler. I'll ask you a question. Let's suppose I have int a equals to 10.567 and I try to print the value of a, that is %d, and I will have a. Chalo, what will be the answer according to you? What will be the answer here? Anyone? 10 will be printed. ठीक है, 10 10 10 ठीक है. Yes. So why will 10 be printed here? The reason is very simple. This is because it can only store whole numbers. That is, your integer can only store whole number. It will ignore all the values that will come after the decimal places. So if I come here, if I print this, I'll only get 10. Okay, but there is a way to write decimal values, and that is called a float. Okay, this will obviously will be helping you to store a decimal value. So it is used to store decimal values. And what is the size of it? It is again 4 bytes, similar to an integer. It is, so just give me a second. Yeah, it is 4 bytes. ठीक है, it is 4 bytes, and I told you, right, how many bytes are there in a bit? Sorry, how many bits are there in 1 byte? Yes, how many bytes are there in a bit? Sorry, how many bits are there in a byte? Yes, no, not 32, it's 8, right? One byte has got 8 bits. Okay, and one more thing that I have to mention, that it can only store I think 7, yeah, 7 decimal values starting from the leftmost digit. Okay, now what do I mean by that? So let's suppose, and yeah, the uh, the data type. Who will tell me the data type of float? The data type for float is, who will tell me? It is what? Yes, exactly, it is %f. Okay, now I'll quickly come here to my VS Code, and instead of this I'll make it float. Okay, float f equals to, let's suppose 10.12345. Okay, let's suppose, and if I'm printing printf, the data type is %f, and I have f here. Okay, now can you guess the output for this one? Sir, I want to join the full stack course. Yes, Data, you can go to the website and you can see about the details, and the team will get back to you. Okay, so what will be the answer here? Yes, if I print it now, I will get 10.123450. Acha, can anyone tell me why did I get 0 here? Can anyone tell me why did I get 0 here? Anyone will tell me why did I get 0? Yes, till 7, because I told you, right, it will only count 7 digits. And now if I do it like this, now I'll get two zeros. Okay, because starting from a decimal point, it will count 7 digits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If there is no, if there is not such digit, it will automatically add a zero to it. Acha, what if I do this? Now what will be the answer for this one? Who will tell me the answer for this one? It is 7. It is 7, Prajwal. So if I do this, I'll get the answer as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till 4 till here, because it will start with decimal point and it will count up till 7 characters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay, 7 places starting with the decimal point. Okay, so to encounter this problem, right? So there is a problem, right? Because what if you want to add if you want to show more digits than 7, so what do we have for that? To encounter that problem, we have got a data type that is called a double. Okay, it is similar to float, the only difference being what is the difference, anyone? The only difference being it will count 11 characters. characters starting with decimal. Okay, now the same thing if I were to do with decimal, sorry, not decimal, double. Acha, who will tell me the data type for double? Who will tell me the data type for double? And percent d we already have for what you say, integer, right? Then what is the data type for double? Who will tell me? Anyone? Anyone would like to answer that? And percent ld if. Acha, okay. And percent d is but Musharraf, and percent d is for integer. Double and integer cannot have a same data type, right? Obviously it has to be different. Yes, it is if. Okay, and I think I'm wrong here. It is not 15. I think it is still it is still 15. If I'm not wrong. Let me just see. Uh, the number of decimal places in double. Yeah, it is still 15 decimals, not 11. Okay. Not 15 to 17. I think it's only till 15 if I'm not wrong. Because uh, again, it depends from compiler to compiler, I know, but 95% of the compilers will be having it till 15. All right. Okay, so Praveen is saying and percent we can use it for both decimal and double. Okay, that's a great observation, right? So now let's see what do we get. Let's first use and percent f if, then let's use and percent f. Okay, and let's see what is the answer that we are getting here. So we are getting 9. Acha, why are we getting this? Because we are not using f. So let me just give me a second and let me just try this. Now it is giving the same output. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Again it's getting the same. So Priya, this quiz will start at around 6:40, 6:45. Be patient. Okay. Let me just see the specifier. SPECIFIER for double NC. It is %IF. Okay. It's %IF. So it's I or it's, I think it's L, if I'm not wrong. Yes. Okay. So as you can see, but we are only getting 7 digits, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're not getting more than that. I know this will also work. This will also work. Let's see. Let me take some another number. Let me check some. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me take a value of double a equals to 10.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and let me do it till 14 as well. And now let me print. Okay, and let me print the value of a. And now let's check. Oh, again I'm getting till 7 only. Let me see. Let me see. We can use F. Let me try it. Let me try only F. It's also getting this value. No, we can use. That's what I'm using, right? I'm using LF only. Maybe it depends on compiler to compiler. I don't know. Okay. I know it's small f. I don't know it's capital F. Okay. Google here says that it is LF. That we can also use F if you want to. But let's see. Let's see what's the issue here. I think this table will give a correct answer. And %D for double, right? For double, long double. Okay. Yeah, it is capital LF also. No, sir, that is L, not L. Yeah, Gurang, I know. अच्छा हाँ ठीक है. I think it depends on compiler to compiler. Maybe VS Code is not giving the correct answer, but yeah. Prajwal says I'm getting the answer in code blocks. Yeah, ठीक है. It's fine. ठीक है, it's fine. So let's not waste our time in that. Yeah. So you can check it on different compiler as well. Or let me do one thing. Let me just copy it and let me just paste it in the compiler, in another compiler. Let me just open C compiler. Uh, yeah, so now it should work here. If I do capital F, not a number. Okay, it might be case that it is working for some compilers and it is not working for some compilers. It happens. Achha, it's working in dev C. Okay. Okay. So also very important point. It depends. It depends on compiler to compiler. No, Naveen. So ampersand is only for integers, right? Definitely, it won't work for that. Chalo, ठीक है. No, let's leave the discussion. So it depends on compiler to compiler. I'm sure about that. ठीक है. If you try it on some other compiler, it might work, but that's not an issue here. You can easily rectify that error. ठीक है. चलो. ठीक है. I think that was all as far as the data types were covered. We covered int, we covered float, we covered characters, we covered double. So these four data types will conclude most of your programming instincts, but there are some other data types as well. Okay, we're not getting into depth of that. So we'll be only covering these four data types as of now. Right? If you have any issues, any other things related to the data types that we covered, you can let me know. Right? Anything else you want to ask? The compiler used for this example, MinGW allowed for 6 digits. Yes, most probably, yes. Because it depends on compiler to compiler. Most probably MinGW is only allowing us 6 digits from the left part. So it depends. Okay. So, okay. Anything else? Yeah, so I told you, right? The quiz will start at 6 or 7:40 or 45. Please be patient till then. Okay. So the last topic today that we're going to cover is conditional statements. Okay. Is conditional statements, and specifically if I talk about which all conditional statements that will be going to cover, it is if else and nested if else. ठीक है, nested if else. ठीक है. So I'll tell you. ठीक है. What happens generally? Let's suppose you have a program. ठीक है. And you have some lines. You have written some lines of code. ठीक है. You have written some lines of code here. ठीक है. Now, what will happen in this case? ठीक है. As soon as you write some lines of code, right? What will the compiler do? It will check from the topmost part here, and it will execute all the lines of code starting from the top part till the bottom part. Okay, without even skipping any line. What will it do? It will execute each and every line starting from the topmost part to the bottommost part, and also it will execute each and every line without skipping any part. This is the by default nature of the behavior of the compiler. But there are some cases that you want to skip in your compiler based on the conditions. Okay, there are some cases. Let's suppose you do not want to enter these two lines. Let's suppose you have a condition here on this line. Okay, you have a condition here on this line, and that condition says that you do not have to enter these two lines. Okay, so you have to tell your compiler explicitly that, hey, I do not want to enter this line if this condition comes up. Okay, earlier it was checking line by line. Okay, now it will check the conditions, and based on the conditions it will execute the flow of your program. As simple as that. Okay, so what will happen here is, let's suppose I come here, I come to the compiler. Okay, I have written int a equals to 10, int b equals to 20. Okay, int c equals to 30, int d equals to 40. Okay, now if I take a screenshot of it and if I come here, so this is the part that I have, right? And what is the flow? Okay, it'll just first come here to this line. It'll go to the memory block. It will allocate a variable a, assign a value of 10. Then it will come here. It will assign a value of b to 20. Okay, then it will come. It will check this line. It will assign a value of c. It will assign a value of 30 to c. Then it will come here. It will assign a value of d to 40. Okay, this is the by default behavior. Okay, but let's suppose I have a condition and I mentioned that if and only if your b is greater than or equal to 21, then only I want to enter these lines. Printf entered. Okay. So now what is happening in this case? If I take a screenshot, if I come here, so now this is different, right? This is different. So earlier it was all the lines are executing, okay, as they should. But now in this case, let me drag it down. Let me do it like this. Okay. In this case, what is happening? You're allocating a memory block to it. Let's suppose here. Okay. You are allocating 10. Well and good. It will be allocated because there are no no, what do you say, condition mentioned. Okay. Now you'll come to B. You'll say B equals to 20. Now, as soon as you come here on this line, it will check a condition. Okay. It will see if B is greater than or equal to 21. We'll check the value of B. Is it less? Is it greater? No, it is not greater. It is less. So this block of line will be skipped, and your memory block will not have C and D. Okay, C and D will not be present. C and D will not be present. But in this case, all the variables were present because there were no condition mentioned and the flow was line to line. Here, I explicitly told my compiler that, hey, if you do not want to execute each and every line, first you will check this condition. First, you will check this condition. Okay, and based on the condition, you will enter this line. Okay. Now, if I do it 20. Now this B is greater than or equal to 20, right? This B is equal to 20. So that means it is satisfying the condition. In this case, it will enter both the lines and it will print printf. So first let's start the first scenario. Now let's see what will be the output. It will not print anything because it is not entering this block of code. So if I print now, see, the output is nothing. Okay. Now if I come here, if I do it 20, now if I try to print it, just give me a second. Acha, it is double colon, not single colon. Okay. Earlier it was 21. Now if I try to print it, see, it gave me a blank output. Now if I do it 20, here, in this case, I get the answer as entered. The reason is very simple, because in this case I have made a condition to enter if my B is greater than or equal to, what do you say, greater than or equal to what, 20. Yes, Priyanshu. All programming languages, mostly programming languages, follow top to down approach. Okay. In JavaScript, it's different. There's a concept of hosting to that, but we're not getting in depth into JavaScript. But if you talk about C, C++, Java, the concept is same. Okay. Okay. Now let's perform a small operation, a small piece of code. Let's suppose I have int a equals to 10, int b equals to 20. Okay, and int c equals to 30. Chalo. Up now see, I'll do if a plus b is greater than or equal to 31. Okay, I'll just print a plus b achieved. Okay, and similarly I can also mention an else part. So if it is not coming here, if it is not coming here, I can also tell my compiler that, hey, if this condition is not met, which condition do I have to perform? It's just plain English, simple English, that if this condition is met, I'll enter this line, else I will enter this line. As simple as that. Okay. So what do you think will be the output for this one? Will it be achieved or will it be not achieved? Else will be executed. Okay, let's see. Yes, a plus b not achieved. The reason is very simple, because what did my compiler do? Okay, what did my compiler do? I had this one. Okay, this is my memory, block. Okay, it created these three variables. Okay, it created a, it created b, and it created c. Now as soon as I came to this line, it saw the condition that, hey, is my a plus b, that is 20 plus 30, is 30 greater than or equal to 31? If it is the case, then it will enter this line. In this case it is not, then it will directly jump to else part, and it will directly jump to else part. Okay, and now it will do a plus b is not achieved. Like whatever the value is printed here, it will print here. Got it? It's quiz time. Yes. Okay. So that was yeah, we are just covering the last part of the day, so let's just focus on that, right? So yeah, so in this case this value will be printed. See, I hope it's clear now, right? When to enter the block and when to not enter the block. Why do we use if else block? Because initially what is the default behavior of a compiler, that it will execute each and every line from top to bottom approach without skipping any line. But if you want to make sure that on certain conditions you want to enter certain lines, for that use an if else block. If this, then that, right? It's simple English. If you are doing this, then you can do this, otherwise you can do that. Got it, everyone? Any doubts still here in if else block? Any doubts anyone? Any doubts, yes or no, in the chat box? Come on. Yes, if so, yeah. So now what is happening here, right? It will check if it is, if 30 is greater than or equal to 31. If it is true, right? If it is true, then it will be executed. Otherwise, if it is false, then this line will be executed. Okay, any doubts? No doubt, no doubt, no. Chalo, anyone else? Anything you want to ask? Does every programming language, yeah, I told you, Pranshu, right? Every programming language except from Java. So in fact JavaScript is made different, so ignore JavaScript for now. If you talk about C++, C, Java, Python, all these programming language, they go from top to bottom approach. Okay, because initially what a compiler does, it will see the top line, and as soon as it comes down in a flow, it will check each and every line of your code. Okay. No, Monu Kumar, array is not a data type. Array is a data structure that is used for storing a data. Sir, how to learn SKI code? Purf, you do not need to learn SKI code. If your SKI code is asked in an interview, they will provide you with the table. You are not meant to learn the SKI table at all. Okay. Sir, what is today's assignment? So Harsh, if you go to the I'll tell you again. If you go to the website, right, go on to my programs and click here. Okay, click on day 2. This market attendance. So here you'll see the assignment. Create a C program that takes input from the user and check whether it's odd and even. Sir, will you show all libraries working? Yes. So Sunny will be covering most of the. So libraries. What do you mean by libraries exactly? So we have covered stdio, right? That contains printf and scanf. I will be covering scanf in a short period of time, maybe tomorrow. And after that, we'll be covering arrays, right? We'll be covering functions. For functions, you need another library. So all the important libraries, all the important libraries will be covering, right? But if some library is left, then you can tell me. We'll cover that part also. ठीक है। अच्छा हाँ, वन थिंग, सो फॉर टेकिंग इनपुट राइट, चलो नाइस दैट इशिता रिमाइंडेड मी, फॉर टेकिंग इनपुट, for taking input we use scanf. ठीक है, so I'll tell you, let's suppose you have a variable, right? You have int a, and this int a I do not want to get it from the user. I want that I should be able to uh, fill in the values according to my own case, uh, my own requirement. So for that we use a keyword called as scanf. So I'll do scanf. Here you mention the data type again as you mentioned it in the printf, and here you mentioned and percent a. ठीक है, and now why we mentioned and percent, I'll tell you in short amount of time. ठीक है, and here we will print the value of d, sorry, print the value of a, not d. ठीक है, now let me run the code. It is waiting for me to fill in the input. Let's suppose I fill 100. If I press enter, I'll get 100. Or let's suppose I, for you, I do it more clearly. Entered value is this. Okay, I run the code. The program is waiting for me to fill in the value. I fill in 100. If I press enter, entered value is 100. If I run my code again, I fill in 500. Not here. I fill in 500. I get entered value is 500. ठीक है, so this is how you take a value. अच्छा, why do we use and percent? The idea here is very simple, because and percent refers to a memory location. We use and percent in scanf because it helps the compiler to refer to a particular memory location, or also called as memory address. ठीक है, got it Ishita, got it everyone? How do you take inputs? You use a scanf. It's very simple. Scanf keyword, then type in the data type, and then type in whatever data type you want to get the value for. And for printing, you use a data type called as printf. Apurv says, sir, listen, what we learn in C programming. So Apurv, whatever is being taught, that is your learning in C programming, right? You solve problems, you take in integers, you process data, you get in the output. That's it. ठीक है, चलो. With that being said, now let's guys be ready for the quiz, right? Just give me a second. ठीक है, let's get ready for the quiz. In the meanwhile, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. It's time to quiz time. Yes everyone. चलो ठीक है, I think yeah, so the team is ready, so we'll be starting off with the quiz, right?
Hey guys, hello everyone. Hope you all are ready for the quiz. So we'll play again the quiz. There are 10 questions in the quiz, and let's start. So let me share my screen. Yeah. I hope my screen is visible, sir. Is it visible clearly? Is it shared?
Yes, Anam. Yes.
And today my voice is not lagging, na?
No, it's fine.
Is it lagging?
No, it's fine. It's fine, Anam.
Yeah. So guys, go to Kahoot. Yeah. So guys, go to Kahoot.it. I will tell you by sharing my screen only. Kahoot.it. Here you can put the game pin, which I will share with you. Here you can put that game pin, or else you can scan this QR code and you will be entered into the game. So let's start. So guys, let me tell you clearly that please enter with your username which you use before your Gmail ID, gmail.com, @gmail.com. What you use before that, please put that, so that we'll be able to contact mail you. We'll send the reward to three toppers. The first topper will get free Java DSA course, and the second one will get rupees 3,000 off, and the third one will get rupees 1,500 off. The coupon, the unique coupon code will be shared on your mail ID. So please enter with that Naveen Patel. So try to win this time. And whoever comes, if the repeated winners are coming again, that in the toppers list, we'll share the link with you. So don't worry, guys. 24 people have joined. Girish, no, we can't. There's only 20 seconds for each question. You will get, yeah, Naveen. You will get only 20 seconds for each question. You have to answer with minimum seconds. Try to answer in with less seconds. Link, which link? I will share the Kahoot. Wait. And also I will share the game pin. Wait. What's the game pin? Oh, 827. I have put the game pin in the chat box also. Please log in fast, guys. You can scan this QR code also. All the best, guys. All the best to everyone. 38 people have joined. So, shall we start the game or wait for people to join?
I think let's wait for 1 minute as because the live is around 70 and only 40 have just right. So let's wait for another 1 minute.
Okay, okay. The Shubham, the game pin is 8279640.
Guys, please
I have
enter
put it in
fast.
the
Right,
chat
we're about to
box.
start the quiz. Please enter fast. Only 47 of you have entered till now out of 70. Please, if you want to participate, you have to enter the quiz, then only you'll be able to get the prizes. So yes, now.
Wow, the
Okay, now Anam, I think the
count
strength
is
is
very
decent
good
enough
for
to get started.
today's count. Yeah, we'll start. So, guys, be ready. And no worry, Pintu. If you win the game, share your Gmail ID in the chat box. So, first, concentrate here and answer the question fast. We'll only have 20 seconds. 21 people have already
Chalo,
answered, and only 5 seconds are left.
chalo, please answer fast. What is a C programming language?
We'll see the scoreboard at last. So second question is here, guys.
When was the programming language developed? I think we covered this in the class. So let's see who gets this.
It's a basic question. Most of them coding people must be knowing this answer.
Yes, yes.
Zero. Time is up, guys. 1995 is the correct answer. Third question. What is computer programming? 14 seconds, guys. 0, 3, 2, 1, 0. So the answer is C option. And we'll see this at last. Fourth question.
So what is needed to set up a C development environment?
Guys, fast. Only 10
Web
answers.
browser, text editor, graphic card, a database. I think
The
this we have
time
also
is
covered
up.
in the class.
Text editor.
Yes.
Fifth question, guys.
Chalo, the data type.
What the two answers? Nice. Character. Sixth question.
What is the purpose of variable in C programming? ये भी हमने आज किया ही था, right? So let's see.
Only 30, 40, 42, 43 answers were nice. So the option is A. The seventh question, guys. Third last question. No. Uh, Fourth last.
Which
15
operator
seconds.
is used for
13.
incrementing a variable?
Guys, be
Chalo, let's see
fast.
who gets this one.
3, 2, 1. The time is up. The option is A plus plus. What is the purpose of the main function in a C program? 15 seconds you have.
This was also covered in the class, guys. Let's see who gets this one correct.
The time is up. 1 second 0. The option is A. Chalo, the second last question, guys. Still you have two chance.
Which keyword is used to declare a constant?
Five, four, three, two, one. Next. A is the
Yes,
correct
the answer
answer.
was.
And the last question, guys. This is the last answer question. Sorry.
Chalo, it's about VS Code. Let's see. What is the feature of a VS Code?
4 seconds left. 3 seconds. 2, 1, 0. So we'll see the scoreboard now. The option is A. We'll see who are the toppers. They will get the exciting reward from Let's Upgrade. Oh, congratulations. Sakshi is the third topper. Again, D. Girish.
Girish.
You already took the admission, na? Sujay, I guess Sujay also took that.
Anam, your voice is lagging, I guess.
Jamal voice is lagging. I will do one, sir. Will do one thing. I guess. Sujay and D
And now it's
Giresh,
clear.
just confirm me once that we have. My voice is lagging.
Then now it's clear. Now it's clear.
Guys, just confirm me in the chat box that Sujay and D Giresh already received their coupon code. Now they have took the admission, I guess, in the Java DSA course. Just confirm me once, so I will give the coupon code to the fourth and fifth winner. And Sakshi will be the first topper, so and the fourth topper will be the second, and fifth topper will be the third one. So they will get the yes. The Girish received. Sujay, please. Sujay, I will just
Koini, for those who of you who are not able to attend today's session, today's Kahoot session, we'll be having the same quiz tomorrow with different set of questions, right? For those of you who are not able to enter, who had some internet issues, don't worry. Tomorrow you'll be also having a quiz. You can participate tomorrow as well, right?
will try to like I will try to reach out to the fourth and fifth topper and will share the coupon code to them. Like what you people are saying, I am not understanding. Put the quiz in polls means till then, Sakshi, please
Ma'am, I'd
share
like
your
to request to
Gmail
create a
ID.
poll because it is lagging, probably less internet speed. That's why I'm saying no issues. If you're not able to enter today's quiz, you will have a quiz tomorrow as well, right? So please make sure that the internet connection is up to the mark. Can't you put polls? Anam, I guess there is no option to add a poll in the chat, right? In the YouTube chat, or is there is?
No, 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 sir. There is not any
Uh,
poll option.
so guys, there is no option to add a poll. You guys have to bear with that. Please make sure that you have proper internet connection to participate in the
Supriya
quiz, right?
will let you know till in tomorrow's session of uh, C programming. The fourth topper and the fifth topper will get the coupon code instead of Giresh and Sujay. They will get the second topper and third topper's coupon code, and Sakshi will be the first topper. So she will get free Java DSA course. And Sakshi, please comment your Gmail ID in the comment box. But don't write @gmail.com. Only write the username that you used before that. Cosmic tag. How you know that you are the fourth one? I will check it and let you know till tomorrow. Sakshi. Okay, received. Thank you, Sakshi. Thank you guys for being with us and playing quiz along with us. So we'll see you in tomorrow's session. Be there at 6 p.m. So, sir, shall we wind up?
Yeah, so let's find up the session. So we'll meet tomorrow at the same time, right? So please make sure to revise today's class and please make sure to code and practice, right? So we'll see each other tomorrow. Till then, happy coding and yeah, bye everyone.
Bye, guys. See you tomorrow.
Hey, hi everyone. So my name is Sai Kiran and I'm the founder and CEO of LetsUpgrade and I'm having some amazing news for every one of you. LetsUpgrade in collaboration with ITM Skills University is launching the first B.Tech CSE program that we love to share with you all guys. 6 features. Number 1, 100% job guarantee to all the students joining this particular program with minimum 8 LPA. Number 2, 1 year paid internship in product/MNC companies. Number 3, taught by real developers working in the industry in top companies. Number 4, amazing campus, a campus which is like we work in Mumbai that we are building for you all, guys. Number 5, build lots of projects which are like real world applications, highly scalable applications from Hotstar to Zoom to your own Zomato. Number 6, you are gonna love the community collaborations that we guys have done. We are collaborating with 13 plus tech communities to give you the same environment what IITs and NITs have. Meet lots of industry people, participate in hackathons and meetups to understand what is running in the industry. That's what these are the 6 features which we have. You can check out the program on our website, that is isu.ec.in. Check out B.Tech there, you will find it. That's it, guys. Bye bye.